Welcome to BLT Hunting and Fishing. Today I'm going to be going through my Okeechobee tackle bag, and I'm going to start off with the reason why I like this tackle bag is because it's got this strap that I can put over my shoulder. So if I'm fishing like farm ponds, I can carry it around and it's easy. And it's water resistant. It's not waterproof, but it's water resistant. And so that's why I like this. It's got many apartments for like fishing line, fishing pliers, and towels and stuff. So that's why I like this bag. We're going to start off with what hooks I like the most and which ones I like the worst. So I'm going to start from worst to the best. So I'm going to start out with this is the wrong one. No. We're going to start out with bobber fishing. Sometimes I like to bobber fish with just hook on bobbers, but a lot of times I like to fish with, I can't think right now, weightless bobbers, because it slips and it can go wherever I want. It can go to the bottom and then I can jig it, and then it can go back down and the fish like to bite them off the bottom. And I don't really like bobber fishing. I like the action of casting and reeling in and all that fun stuff. But if I'm trying to pan fish, that's what I go with. So we're going to go to my medium, and this is my flipping tackle box. So I got and many different kinds of different size hooks, and it's got the T at the top so when I Texas rig something, it doesn't slide down. So those are pretty nice, but I like to use this when the water's clear and I can see the fish on the bed, and I can throw it out there and try to hit them off their bed. But so that's the medium one, and here's my favorite one. This has most of my action baits. So we're going to start off with my favorite bait, which is this Buzzbait. I only really use this Buzzbait when I'm fishing farm ponds, because for some reason they're just more active, because they just got smaller place to live than a lake. So I like to use that on farm ponds, but you can use this on a lake. I'm not saying you can't, but you definitely can, but I don't. And then stepping up a notch is the gold blades and green and orange skirt on this spinnerbait. And I like to run this different kinds of ways. When it's windy, I like to do it a little faster, and it depends if I'm throwing into the wind or out of the wind. So I like to do it fast when I'm going into the wind, and when I'm coming out of it, I slow down a bit because it's going about the same speed. So that's the spinning bait. And then another way is jerkbaits. Honestly, myself, I only use jerkbaits in a lake. I don't use it in a farm pond. And I fish a lot of farm ponds, so I only use this on a lake. But I like to jerk these really hard so they get down there and then they float back up real fast. And I like the really where they dive and then come back up. So that's the jerkbaits. I love crankbaits where they run real fast, and I like just the shaking action. It's got a little rattle to it. And then another one is a frog, but I have a frog tied on to this pole right now. I like to use a frog. Like if you walk around a lake and you see frogs around, I'd like to try to get that color frog, because they're used to trying to catch them kind of frog. So they're used to their natural habitat, catching fish, or catching frogs and biting them. So I love topwaters. It's probably my favorite frog fishing. But another one is, I know there's like deep sea fishing that they use poppers, but I have like these mini poppers basically. But I've caught my personal best on this this popper right here. It was 6.5, and they just crush it because it's small. It looks like a bug just gulping the water through, and it's got a round bill right here. So it, when the water comes up, it kind of comes like this, and it takes the water over it, so it makes a big splash and brings the fish's attention. And when you stop it, it kind of goes like this, so it's giving it this, it's got blue tips at the end of this skirt, white skirt, and that just gives it a little more flicker, so the fish see it and they'll just come up and smash it. And so that's one of my favorite, but frogs is going to have to be my favorite. And so thanks for watching BLT Hunting and Fishing.